Hello everyone and now welcome to a 1v1 matchup, Sock versus Sheik. This taking place here on the bottom left hand side of the map. We have Sock spawning as Sheik spawning as well. Let me change the colors. There we go. Sheik's undead versus human in this 1v1 matchup. A lot of great games and 4 games have been played now that the BattleNet servers or the WC3 champion servers have given neutral ping to and set up neutral ping. So really the W3 champion servers doing a great job allowing for the Korea and Asians best to fight each other, and even these small community driven tournaments. We're going to be looking at the Altar of Kings now completed down. Archmage is going to be the hero of choice. Sheik opening up with Death Knight over here on the top right. Haven't seen a lot of Infi games lately. Has he been playing? I think he's still playing, but I don't know if all of his replays are actually being made available any longer. Some of the benefits of the Chinese NetEase client, I believe, is that you're actually able to watch professional players play. I think there's like a 5-minute lag, but you can actually watch their games, even though they're not on Twitch or not using like a Twitch. You're just using the native in-game client. And then I think from there, you're actually able to save replays. I don't know if Infi's still playing in that realm or if there's just a little bit less replays being out there, but I can try and look for them, and I'll get back to you if you remember to ask me, or if you're on the chat later on. Then go ahead and clear out this 3-3-4 creep camp. And being able to pick up, it is going to be a Ring of Protection +3. Not really that great of an item. Meanwhile, Death Knight now making its way over, going after the Ogre Warriors, Force Troll Trappers, as well, clearing out the same creep camp too. Clearing out creep camps pretty early, standard opening. Circlet of Nobility, a great item for that Death Knight, essentially giving another level in terms of stats to that Death Knight, making him harder to kill. Are we going to be looking at a fast expansion attempt coming in from Shock? Yes, that's exactly what we're looking at. Archmage going to launch a Fireball and then, try and put pressure onto that Null Warden. And once that Null Warden has pressure, that Water Elemental will not be automatically aggroed and takes that Purge. As we all know, Purge deals damage to summoned units, and you don't want that Null Warden to purge down that Water Elemental. You want that Water Elemental to be tanking that damage right there. All right, are we going to be looking at a Death Coil? There's level 2 on the Death Knight. Are we going to see a Death Coil onto the Footman? Very low hit point Footman right there. Death Coil could have finished him off. No, he has his eyes set on the Null Overseer. No, on the Archmage. And a beautiful surround onto Sock's Archmage already. All right, a little bit of damage. Null Overseer going to end up getting finished off by the Death Knight right there and picking up that Talisman of Evasion. Big item drops right there. Undead able to run down and finish off his opponent using that Death Coil fairly effectively, and able to force the Scroll of Town Portal there. I think what Sock was more concerned about was that low hit point Footman and those other units, forcing them to retreat. But by shifting his attention for just a moment, it allowed for the Death Knight and this very large ghoul army pressure to really come in with a lot more damage than I would have expected. That is a good amount of ghouls already. Sheik coming in with 28/30 and still leaving behind 3 ghouls right there. That is a heavy investment in the ghouls, and we'll see how Sock responds to this. He needs to get to level 3 on that Archmage. Level 2 Water Elementals deal with ghouls fairly easily, as we're going to be looking at the Peasants setting up an expansion here. All right, trying to defend off at this location. Damage coming in. They're running straight behind, going after either the Archmage or some of these Peasants down to the south here, as the Archmage is still sitting at level 2. Once we get to level 3, more Rod of Necromancy charges available. Just units popping up out of the ground here, as a Peasant after Peasant could end up getting taken down. More Militia being called over. This is a very all-in a tactic coming in from Sock, bringing in so many peasants as that Death Knight is sitting at level 2, getting closer to level 3. Ghouls are going to have some bad times as well. Two level 2 or level 1 water elementals able to push this back. And well, the ever growing commitment of all of these militia means that there is going to be a delay on the tech to tier 2 even longer, still sitting at Town Hall while this expansion is not yet up and running. All right, Death Knight still trying to wander around here. Archmage unable to get to, well, finally gets up to level 3, and this is a major sign that Sheik needs to leave. He is not going to be able to hold off or put pressure with a mass ghouls any longer with level 2 water elementals and a level 3 archmage out in play. A little bit more damage. Also able, and those water elementals doing significantly more damage as the skeletal warriors are just trying to finish off any of these workers that are just trying to game here. Level 3 on that Death Knight. A lot of damage here, making Sok really pay for this expansion. But really what matters now is what's going on back at home. All right, and what's going on at home? Well, death of 2 ghouls right there. 1 ghoul already down, going to shift its attention, go to another ghoul as well. And now going after more and more ghouls. You cannot just train up a massive number of ghouls and not expect, well, expect to put a lot of pressure early on, but not expect that pressure to come back later when those ghouls start to fall off and drop in terms of effectiveness. Lich, however, is soon to be on this battlefield as well. Nerubian Tower nearly done, as in addition, as that Nerubian Tower is a bit late just because of, well, all of the ghouls that have been summoned out onto the battlefield. Archmage, double water elementals. They're going to try to finish off this slaughterhouse. That could actually be a canceled slaughterhouse right there. There is Sheik being forced to cancel that slaughterhouse, delaying those obsidian statues. And we also are seeing a Lich now out onto the battlefield here. Lich out onto the battlefield, quickly going to get a lot of experience. This is an all-in attempt pretty much from all of these footmen. One way in, one way out. How much damage? How many more units can they finish off here? No more Frost Nova, but that damage is still very high indeed as ghoul after ghoul and footman after footman is getting taken down. All right, are we going to see, there goes 1 footman there, level 2 on the Lich. Are we going to finish off another unit there off to the side here as this Death Knight going to be able to hit that footman here and perhaps get a death coil on that footman. So many footmen pretty much pot committed into that attack and then getting caught. Well, yeah, getting caught in that all-in situation. Absolute messy play. Sok giving the undead levels on his heroes, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. Sok does have his expansion up, but that was questionable and through and through. We're going to be transitioning now into Rifleman. Tech to tier 3 already underway. Mountain King as that second hero, as the Archmage forced to use a Staff of Teleportation to head back home. Archmage may end up getting a Frost Nova and more problems as well, being forced to buy a Potion of Healing and now hiding in the back right here. Arcane Tower making sure that no more Frost Novas are possible, but a lot of damage was dealt, forcing him to buy a Potion of Healing rather than a Scroll of Regeneration. But then again, he doesn't have that many units either. All right, 16 supply army. Where is Sok's army? Meanwhile, Sheik is only sitting at 26 supply, even though he has higher level heroes. What is going on here? But yeah, I guess it's the extra workers from Sok. All right, Mountain King now out onto the battlefield once more. Army, 14 supply compared to 27. Sheik does have a large number of ghouls, but what is he going to be transitioning into? Crypt Fiends at the 9-minute mark. Back away, Death Knight, Lich all over here. Archmage, Mountain King shows up to the party. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? No, Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend. Death Knight is already in position. Are we going to perhaps get a Frost Armor there? Death Quell should be able to easily save that Crypt Fiend as Sheik able to back away. All right, this is the moment of testing for Sok. Can he use this Mountain King right as it comes out to get 2 or 3 Crypt Fiend kills? That is the question. But so far, Sheik doing a great job making sure to keep those Crypt Fiends alive. Orb of Corruption now on that Lich. You can see how much just bonus damage is constantly being dealt. Down to 57 hit points. Is it going to be enough? Death Knight wants to save that last bit of mana, and should be able to finish it off with a swipe right there. All right, Dark Ranger. third and final hero. Black arrows to put in pressure, forcing more priests to be trained. Also, will have access to silence and will allow the Lich to be able to use Dark Ritual and gain a good amount of mana off of those skeletal minions. Skeletal minions making their way down to the south here. Sok already having a squadron of flying machines in the air. They don't have any targets to really attack, though, as the as the Forest Troll High Priest will get taken down. Manual of Health, more attacking, more engaging. Ogre Magi going to get taken down here as a couple of skeletal minions just diving on in here to put pressure inside the main location here. Sok is currently sitting at low upkeep, 55 over 60 supply. Meanwhile, Sheik sitting at 40 over 40, and he's not even summoning up another Ziggurat yet. His army is rather small, and his army doesn't seem like it's really much altogether either. All right, coming back around, a Dark Ranger Death Knight. Lich looking to clear out some more easy creep camps as well. Meanwhile, Mountain King Archmage. Oh, an Obsidian statue could get caught. Where is it going to try and run off to? Luckily, it is immune to Stormbolt and able to get back onto Blight pretty quickly, as we are going now into, well, all Europeans' favorite, Necromancers. Temple of the Damned going to get added in right here. Dark Rangers sitting at level 2. And we have seen Necromancers catch Korean players and Eastern players unaware, or just catch them by surprise with not without a proper response. It is one of those strategies where if you are not ready for it and you are not expecting it, it could just overpower you fairly fast. All right, Death Knight, Lich, Crypt Fiend already inside the main base right here, as we see some black arrows finishing off so many peasants. That is, and well, more units getting in. All right, a couple of quick webs. A couple of quick webs to try and bring down those flying machines. Death Knight is getting Arcane Towered right now. What is going on here? As we're going to be looking at the Arcane Tower getting finished off here. Knight trying to engage here. Guard Tower is still fighting. Are we going to see this, this Guard Tower fall, as well as another flying machine gets taken down? Couple of skeletal minions actually holding the door right there, and now using also a Wand of Illusion Death Knight to hold that location. Archmage pushing in some more water elementals. Death Knight needs to use a Death Cloud to try and save. Militia now being called back over. A big Frost Nova, and Sheik with a brilliant drop inside the human base, getting in so much damage, finishing off so many of these poor peasants as they teleport on out. All right, down to 11 workers, the entire main base right here, completely loss of workers. Peasants were being transferred over from the expansion to try and reinforce that location here, as the knights with, well, those Sundering Blades should be able to make short work of those Crypt Fiends. All right, Death Knight leading the charge here, just illusions, as well as we're going to be looking at, well, the last Forest Troll Trapper falling. All right, Sheik still sitting at 40 over 40 supply. Oh, a couple of Crypt Fiends webbing down flying machines as they squadron, trying to do a flyby right there. And someone should tell Sheik that low upkeep doesn't start at 41, it starts at 51, and he should try and train up more units. All right, more Ziggurats finally coming into play now, as we are, well, still sitting on one base play here. Is the Undead's hero level advantage going to translate, as we're looking at, well, more skeletal minions trying to push their way through? Death Knight right here, Stormbolt onto the Death Knight, and that's going to be a problem. Death Knight cannot absorb that much damage. He needs to get away. Scroll of Town Portal, or is he going to fall down to 39 hit points? He does end up saving himself at the last possible moment. He wasn't able to get through that narrow gap quickly enough, and that was the problem there. Another drop inside the base could have perhaps accomplished the task right there. The Death Knight would not nearly have been in as much trouble, as it looks like Sheik is now opting to try and set up an expansion of his own. 40 over 60 supplied now. Undead at the, 14 and 30 minute mark, clearing out its own natural expansion, perhaps considering trying to expand on its own terms. Dark Ranger will get to level 3. Lich will stay at level 3. 4-3-3 going up against a 4-2-1 right now. That Paladin not even having Divine Shield. All right. As I say that, it gets Divine Shield here, able to clear out this Fountain of Health. we're looking at the Death Knight, Dark Ranger, Lich perhaps going to be making its way over to the Fountain of Health here to try and do a similar strategy. These skeletal minions are just wandering down into this location, causing problems, and it is giving experience, however, to Sock, and that's not something you really want to be doing either. All right. What item was dropped there? Robe of Magi quickly given to the Lich, up to 510 mana. Very high mana indeed. And, well, we should be getting plenty of Frost Novas here in just a moment. All right, 63 supply, a 47 supply army going up against a 43 supply army. Lots of ghouls back at home. Abominations joining in, but there is no disease cloud as it is. Oh, it's Temple of the Damned for Banshees and Possession. It is not for Necromancers. All right, with so many knights out onto the battlefield, is Sheik going to steal a win here by taking control of the knights? The Banshees are already at mastery training, so that is going to be absolutely key here as more skeletal minions are trying to make their way through. These are the dark minion variety. They do deal more damage, and they're just going to hold position here and fight back, dealing quite a bit. Meanwhile, along the backside, water elementals, well, trying to finish off some more ghouls. All right, would explain why he's staying. Yeah, he stayed below 50 here, and then he's going to jump into, well, perhaps try to get some possessions off to finish off those units. There are mortar teams, though. Discount Death Knights. Yeah, that may be the strategy indeed, as peasant after peasant is constantly being retrained in order to help, well, funnel, or not fuel this particular human army. Yeah, all of a sudden can't speak properly. All right, what's going on here? Are we going to get anti-magic shell level 5 now on the Death Knight? Frost Nova goes down here. Are we going to see an engagement? Death Knight now sitting at level 5 with level 3 Death Coil. That is going to be huge. Banshees need to be very, very careful. Anti-magic shell also going down. And well, there goes a Banshee getting completely lost right there, trading Banshees for mortar teams. As the Mountain King, 3 of them are illusions, but difficult to spot and track as more and more Banshees are going to get lost. Anti-magic shell could be used as well. Death Coil, Frost Nova onto the Archmage. Archmage taking quite a bit of damage as Sheik is now trying to retreat back. Sock with a much larger army now, sitting at 71 supply, a 54 supply army as the Knights are trying to lead the way. All right, Stormbolt now going down. Death Coil, Frost Nova onto another mortar team as well as the Abomination gets taken out, but no disease cloud means that, well, the army is just going to be able to continue to push. Another snipe coming in, and the Mountain King with level 2 Stormbolt really able to just take down unit after unit. All right, more Banshees are being trained up. Finally going to be going into low upkeep. Sheik going into low upkeep here. He wants to try and possess some of those targets. And, well, purposely leaving behind a couple of perhaps creep camps at home to turn them into skeletal minions. Level 5 on the Death Knight, level 4 on the Lich, level 3 on that Dark Ranger. More mana still needed indeed. 54 supply. A major army by Sock. I believe Sock's army may be too much to overcome now. Yeah, a Banshee for anti-magic shell. He also did get mastery training, so we could see possession. The problem has been Sock has been able to snipe down these Banshees pretty easily between Stormbolt, and just lack of control by Sheik. I think Sheik's already lost about 4 to 6 Banshees in this fight, and that's how many Knights are currently out onto the battlefield. All right, are we going to see an engagement here? Knights, are they going to perhaps get possessed? Are we going to see that? Are we? Yeah, I think we're going to try and see a possession. No, we are not able to get focused down there as more fight getting underway. All right, Death Knight going straight after some of those other units. Abominations with anti-magic shell. Lich trying to dodge some of those mortar teams. The mortar team fighting with this ridge right here. A beautiful spot to fight as it's able to fire freely, as we're going to see another mortar team taking down more Banshees again. Destroyers are up in the air trying to focus down some of those units. Dark Ranger having a bad day. It's going to get taken out. And ultimately, in the end, well, Paladin is going to get taken out. No, Staff of Sanctuary for the save right there. Destroyer is going to go after the mortar teams in that back line, but the supply advantage is still just going to be far too much. All right, taking down those mortar teams finally, but the flying machines going to be able to finish off those remaining destroyers here. Death Knight now trying to retreat back. Another big Frost Nova finishing off another Knight right there. Mountain King, Stormbolt, wait for it. There onto the Lich. Lich being forced to stick around. Death Knight, well, Death Knight unable to save. There's a potion of invulnerability, but I believe that is going to be the game. Sheik not having an expansion. And Sheik playing a very strong early game, even getting the hero level advantage early on, but didn't have an answer to his opponent as Sok takes the game there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I think um, I think I think his plan was possession, but Sheik just didn't have control of his units. And what? Oh, thank you for the subscription. Sheik just didn't have control of his units in that last fight, and wasn't able to line up possession properly. Also, the fact that there were mortar teams means that mortar teams plus Stormbolt is enough to just take down those possessions while they are static until the possession finally takes effect. With that said, Sok was actually behind. Sheik had put in a lot of early pressure early on, and it looked like Sheik was going to be able to come out ahead. He was able to shut down expansions, able to shut down the main base mining for quite a bit of time, but an unfortunate side effect of all of those skeletal minions running into the human base in the main base there is that there weren't any towers, so the towers weren't getting killed. We were getting militias killing those skeletons, which end up giving level 3 to the paladin and level 3 to the mountain king, which then shifted balance in terms of overall hero experience. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.